As you guys well know, as you may have known ever since July, Qatar has officially banned alcohol from the stadiums, outside the stadiums. No surprise, they wanted everyone to show up to the World Cup. It's not like you're going to drop out 2 days before the World Cup starts. They've banned the sale of alcohol around the stadiums. It was, hi, how you doing? It was widely expected that there would be alcohol zones outside the stadium, but you can't even provide that. Qatar does not give a damn about the fans at all. They'll say it's their country, it's their ways. You should abide by their customs. I'm sorry. It's only 30 days of foreigners. You won't allow these fan zones. You won't allow the rules to be lax for 30 days. 30 days. Even if fans got wasted to the core, you have those detoxify areas where once you sober up, then you leave that area. Like it still wouldn't have completely trashed the country upside down. Uh, they knew they were going to cancel. They knew they were not going to provide alcohol around the stadiums. To me, it's a huge disrespect to the fans. Tonight, I got my liquor from the store. I'm all ready to go for the World Cup. Look at this, Melo. I've got the Cabernet ready to go. I take that, FIFA. Put the corkscrew up your ass, FIFA. Take that, FIFA. A third bottle too. Lambrusco. Alcohol is part of the game. Do you not have any respect whatsoever for the fans? They don't respect the fans at all. If you host a World Cup, you provide the fan culture and customs, not limited to alcohol consumption. They must be really, really worried that England is in the final already. English hooligans in the final. They banned the liquor. The English hooligans are in the final. This confirms it. Maybe not. But I'm just saying, English hooligans in the World Cup final. No wonder why they banned the liquor around the stadium. No wonder. This makes perfect sense to me. This makes as perfect sense as Qatar bribing Senegal with Sadio Mane suddenly picking up an injury in the last week so Qatar can beat Senegal and Ecuador, not even have to worry about the Netherlands to qualify for the knockout. Mexico, I got round of 16, although Poland is really good with Lewandowski and Wojciech Szczesny. So that Mexico, Maguire, they've been doubting. So Tomori of AC Milan is not on England. The narrative is definitely going against Harry Maguire. Tomori's the better defensive back playing for Milan. But Harry Maguire, this is probably a moment where he does redeem himself because the English national team, they ended that streak when they fought back for the 33 draw against Germany. That provided them the spark right before the World Cup. But they just have no respect whatsoever for the fans. None. Zero. It's what's a World Cup like without alcohol? It's such a shame that the World Cup that Messi wins that they ban alcohol around the stadium. Like, this is a disgrace. It really is. They've even speeded up the process of VAR. Match fixing is going to happen left and right. They're not going to look hard at the review. They're going to make up their minds with VAR before it's even started. At the end of this recording, I'm going to link you FIFA speeding up the VAR process. They had an hour video on ESPN FC about exactly what they're going to do with VAR. I'm going to watch the entire clip of that, just explaining how the VAR goes, and I'll see what I think about that. I got England and Portugal in the semifinal. England and Portugal was actually my semifinal. So Portugal going to win the group. Ronaldo will. I mean, it's not just Ronaldo. Um, the guy I'm looking out from Portugal is Rafael Leao. I mean, this dude is a creator. He really is. Lacks finishing touch at times, but Rafael Leao, most creative player from the Scudetto winner AC Milan, he plays the old Ronaldo, no longer elite winger. That is Rafael Leao. So look out for Rafael Leao. It's such a shame. Take that, FIFA. Let's drink some liquor. It just sucks for the paying fans that they pay for tickets. They set the boundaries. They say you can drink alcohol before you actually step into the stadium. It's like they swindled them. These fans got swindled. They're expecting to have liquor before entering the stadium. They already paid for their tickets. They fucked them over the last second. That's what they did. They did them dirty. Budweiser already had a contract. Budweiser is going to sue FIFA for breach of contract. FIFA could sue Qatar. They paid all this money for advertising Budweiser. Now they can't sell their alcohol in the stadium. It was all up to the royal family. They wanted to set the rules, period. What I think what happened was these FIFA executives, if they got kicked back, if they enriched themselves, the Qatar regime was going to set the rules for the world. If these guys got kickbacks and millions of dollars, if they got bribed by Qatar, Qatar was going to set the rules. So this was probably decided from the get-go. Qatar was going to do this right after everyone bought their tickets. So some group matches, I will boycott definitely. The ones that are not as important, I'll boycott. But let's say if fans did boycott the World Cup because of this, because of the alcohol ban, well, you know what? If FIFA was really losing money, I just guarantee that Messiah is going to be in the final. So even if there was organized boycotts because of the alcohol ban or because of the human rights violations, I forgot what the term was, the Khalifa system or whatever it is, where the employer owns you and you can't leave on your own unless if your employer deems it's okay to. No wages. There's a bunch of cases. The international community dug into this. Qatar was going to say we're going to have a judicial system where these cases can be heard to the judges. They can get back their wages, but not enough judges. And sometimes these workers with all these cases, it takes months and months and months, if ever they're going to get their money back. I'm sorry, this is the World Cup, man. If France, England, and Germany, and in Brazil, Argentina, Netherlands, Argentina, Brazil, Argentina, Germany, I'm not going to skip on that because it is still football. It is. I can still take the knee in solidarity with the oppressed workers from who've worked the World Cup and died, starved, allowed no contact with family from Nepal, India, some other places. I can certainly take a knee for them, but you can't boycott the whole event. You just can't, because they didn't die, they didn't starve and put all of that sweat and effort to build empty stadiums. So at least that work went for something greater. It it was just a waste of time if they build all those stadiums and no one even shows up. Like it would be all for nothing. So if I thank God, may God bless their souls, every single one of them, because they took this opportunity for their families to bring some money in. They were desperate. That was evil on the behalf of Qatar. They took advantage and manipulated very desperate people. And another reason why we should boycott some of these group matches. Well, it does help the incentive to advance Messi as far in the knockouts as you go. If FIFA was feeling their wallets because they're super greedy to begin with, they take all these kickbacks. I mean, Fox, Coke, Visa, they made a big deal about Black Lives Matter and social justice and all of that right after the George Floyd incident in 2020. Qatar is telling Fox to not mention any controversial issues about this World Cup. So you're going to virtue signal. You're going to stand, you're going to demand social justice for people of color. But where's the virtue signaling? Where's the social justice for the migrant workers who died? Where's the social justice for the Asian and African migrant workers who built the stadiums for the World Cup? Where's the virtue signaling there? It's Fox. It's 666. They completely sell out for the money. They completely sold out. Part of the agreement was that they're not going to mention anything controversial, so there's no freedom of speech at all coming from Fox Soccer. I'm sure if News Corp, whatever, Fox, under the Disney ownership right now, I'm doing great, man. I'm looking forward to the World Cup. If Ecuador wants to leave the country safely, they have to take a dive that game. If Ecuador wants to make it back home safely, they better do what Qatar tells them what to do, is to throw the match. FIFA, historically, for decades, is a huge mafia organization. There have been thrown matches for decades. Mexico, Brazil was controversial 2014. Brazilian Ronaldo was suddenly sick. He couldn't play in the final. All of that. Something was off with Brazil in 1998. Suddenly, it was like they were defeated before it started. It's like they knew Ronaldo wasn't really sick or whatever. Ronaldo did not want to throw the match. So maybe that's why Ronaldo got sick before 1998. Italia and Spain got screwed against Korea because FIFA had the World Cup in 2002, just like what they're doing in the Middle East. They're trying to spread the game in the Middle East. They wanted to spread the game to Asia, so they put Korea in the semifinals. The dirty rash challenges, whatever, they're getting away with murder against Italia and España. What happened? The FIFA mafia says, you throw these matches that help us advance the game in Asia, we give you the World Cup. So FIFA gave Italia 2006, FIFA gave España 2010 because they got screwed and it was rigged for Korea to beat Italia in España. So the FIFA mafia goes back. Take Messiah's free kick in 2014 in the World Cup final. Just completely over the goalpost. Like not even close. It's like Argentina knew they were not supposed to win the match. And if Germany and Spain won because of the 2002 and Germany was supposed to take a dive, then FIFA says, Germany, if you took a dive in 2006 and 2010, we're going to give you 2014. The same thing is happening with Argentina. We're going to return the paper for you. FIFA is a huge mafia organization. It would have been bad for the World Cup if Brazil had 8 titles. I think Brazil purposely threw some matches because it would have been bad for the World Cup if Brazil wins every single year. So that may be beneficial for Brazil. And I do believe for Italia, if Italia stand down in the World Cup qualification, so the rich Qatari oilmen, if Italia takes a dive so they don't miss out on Ronaldo in Portugal, I think Italia are going to get the benefit 8 years down the line, especially if the 2030 World Cup is at Europe. Italia, traditionally, they win World Cups in Europe. Brazil in the Americas, at the USA, at Mexico. 2026 is going good for Brazil in 2026. So I will drink alcohol. I will boycott some matches. Need a boycott. Need to hurt him a little bit. I was going to watch X amount of games before, but now that opportunity cost of giving up sleep to watch the game, to voice my displeasure with this, with FIFA, I will skip some matches at 3, 6 o'clock here at Arizona at the United States of America, Mountain Standard Time. And or otherwise, I would have watched those matches. Because of this, I will not watch. So maybe Denmark and Tunisia, I skip out. Well, France and Australia will be interesting, but I won't lie about that. As much as I like to see Vlahovic and Kostic, maybe I have to skip out on Morocco and Croatia, and maybe skip out on Germany and Japan. The group stages are the warm-ups. Like, the real football begins when it's elite team against elite team in the knockout round. Like, that's the real matches. It's the knockouts. Once the Mickey Mouse teams are out, the group stage is the warm-up. The knockout is where you put it all together. Well, Argentina do have the talent, but remember, they had the talent to win forever. But they were never supposed to win as long as Maradona is alive, because Maradona is supposed to be a god figure. He's invincible. Only Maradona could bring us our trophies. That would diminish the immortalization of Maradona. Once Maradona dies, whatever made Maradona a big winner, reincarnated into Lionel Messi, then Messiah is the new cult figure, the new god figure of Argentine football, who will never lose again. And Maradona's ego also was why he wanted to be immortalized during his life. So he gave himself up. I believe he did. And what makes it the story that it is today is that Messi has had to struggle for the trophy. He had to struggle and sweat and suffer and cry and all the above. That's what makes the plot very epic. So it goes hand in hand. The talent and the fixing goes hand in hand. But he was never supposed to win any trophy during Maradona's lifetime. That's why Messiah won after Maradona died. All roads lead to Rome, the Vatican, its power and influence for centuries. The Pope is from Argentina. He turns 86 a day before the final. It's over. PSG owns Qatar. The bribe is already in. We should come to expect that, especially if Mane's injury, if my theory is true, that Mane's injury is part of the fix to put Qatar in the knockout. People will wonder if they're going to win the tournament or go to the semifinals like Korea in 2002. But all Qatar wants is the spotlight and to advance the game of football into the region. I did buy these new wine glasses today after today's news. These are my thoughts about it. 20-minute video. See what they have to say about the VAR. Come to understand it. Make some sense of the VAR. how it's going to impact the World Cup and all that. And I've got more group match videos coming our way. The first round of matches before we get into the outcomes, which will figure into the predictions for the second round of games and the third round of games. So we have knockout matches set one, then we get to so after United States plays and after Wales plays and after England play, then the afternoon on the 21st of November, that is when we can make predictions for England, USA, which I already have made up my mind for, and Wales, Iran. I think Wales will be in there. So these second round of games we can put out there very quickly, but there's still a lot of games to go through. Brazil, Serbia is going to connect to, I believe, Mexico in 13th place in the all-time World Cup table before they face Argentina. That's the theory. Uruguay, South Korea is going to be a great match. Portugal, Ghana back in the World Cup. Ghana in the semifinals, 2010. Africa, Korea semifinal. No, Ghana was the quarterfinal. They were the quarterfinal, I believe. They're the quarterfinal. They were the quarterfinal. Still the quarterfinal. African nation go far when they host it. In the case of Qatar, they're not that good, but they still make the knockouts hosting the tournament. So that's what I believe with that. Looking forward to it. As I will end my thoughts right here. I mean, comment below. Comment at the end of the video what you think about the ban, what you think about boycotting the whole event altogether. How do you take up my idea on taking the knee for 10 minutes for Lionel Messi, number 10? Taking the knee, remembering those who have all died. Messi's the new king. Laborers died building the Great Wall of China for the Chinese rulers. People died building the pyramids for the Egyptian pharaohs. And now, modern day, thousands die building the stadiums so a bunch of rich oil fat cats can bribe for the World Cup, in which is planned for Messiah to win. Messiah right before Christmas. And Jesus is a prophet too in Islam too, so they connect to Ramadan. The Jews, the chosen people from the Middle East. Messiah, Jesus, a Jew. The Messiah rose again in the Middle East. The World Cup is at the Middle East. It's the Pope's birthday. I mean, wow, look at that. In most of the world, the most popular football player in the world is Lionel Messi. It's right before Christmas. He's got at least a few years. Well, he's played football his whole life. So Johnny G. Buffon loves the game of football. He's playing in Pisa in Serie B. May not be in the top flight anymore, but Buffon's still playing until he's 45. So Messi could play as long as he wants to. Does he want to spend more time with the kids? Be a father, be as good of a father as he is a footballer. He did mention that. So Messiah, if he wants to get involved in his kid's life, he could want to be involved more as a father, I believe. He still loved the game of football forever. Hello. Hi, Josh. How you doing? Argentina gonna win. There ain't no doubt about it. I had a playlist of over 100 videos. He's been saying this for over 4 years. 4 months and 4 years and 4 months is a long wait. We're getting ready for the World Cup victory. Argentina. I'm excited. You're excited as well. I'm very excited. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see the beauty of Messiah, to see it all connect all together. I'm just convinced it's Argentina and Inglaterra. I'm convinced they beat the St. George flag a day after George Bergoglio's birthday, it'd be proof that the Jesuits are scripting the whole World Cup. All right, Rizzo's back, but everyone's a football fan here, so he ain't talking about that here. Watch Lino Messiah, 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, Saudi Arabia, November 22nd. He is a magician. In that game, we'll see goals. If you want to see points, goals, you see Argentina against Saudi Arabia. It's going to be an exciting warm-up. I can't wait for it because it's a warm-up. It's a scrimmage. Just going to toy around with Saudi Arabia. The rich Arab people in the crowd want to see action from Argentina. A bonus would be a Saudi Arabia goal, even if it's within 3-4 minutes. Something super crazy. And Argentina scored 2 goals in the second half. You know what I mean? That's the kind of game I can see for Argentina. If Saudi Arabia get an early goal, then Argentina just run away with it in the second half. So Joseph Norris had 3-1. I can probably guarantee 4 goals. 4-0, but I think Saudi Arabia, I think the Middle Eastern team, I think the Arabs in the crowd, there are people traveling all over the Middle East. It's not just Qataris in the crowd, it's all over the Middle East. Saudi Arabia included, obviously. But they're supporting the local teams. And the local teams will produce some result. I don't know if Saudi Arabia going to pull off any surprises. They beat Egypt in the last World Cup. I don't know what Saudi has to offer. They drew against the USA in a friendly a month ago. I don't think Brazil have ever lost a World Cup group. Brazil are the de facto favorite. There's a Facebook friend is a Phoenix Suns fan. It's our basketball team. Created this group, Footy Fans, Facebook. I create a poll, who will win the World Cup? Maybe 30 people in this community. 6 total votes, 1 for Spain, 1 for Germany, 2 for Brazil, 2 for Argentina. People think every World Cup people believe Brazil is going to win, but they had like 20 shots or something against Belgium the last World Cup. They were purposely missing, I believe, against Belgium. But at the Americas, Brazil will win. I saw that like the Pope, who has stayed away from things of intrinsic value. Argentina avoid the luxury. They avoid the 5-star hotels. They are staying at a student hall at the Qatar University. They're getting all of that fine Argentinian meat all ready to go, making themselves at home. The king, the chosen one, like Jesus, he doesn't get all the luxurious accommodations. We're not here to make ourselves too comfy on vacation. We are here for World Cup victory. No 5-star hotel. Don't get too comfortable. There's a mission to accomplish. There's a mission. A mission to be accomplished. A mission. That is student hall and the fine Argentinian coming from home. It's coming back to Buenos Aires. It's coming back to Argentina. It's coming home. It's coming home. I'm ready for this. Vamos for Messi. Let's go. Messi. Let's take a toast for Messi. Messi. Screw you, Qatar. Let's go. Let's drink. Woo! And football's better with the drinking, baby. Woo! Oh, yeah. We love this game. We love this game. We love this game. That's what Patrice Evra says. We love this game. Vamos. Can't wait. Vamos. Vamos, Argentina. Forza. 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 Let's go.